Hey everyone, this is Billy, and I've been off the grid for a while because I was on vacation and now I'm back. And this is a new series that I want to do because recently I started reading again. I was never, well, not never, in my, after I grew up out of school, I never read a book. I never picked up the book. I just hated reading. And I tried to, read a bunch of things and failed every time. But recently, I've been getting a lot of books at the same time from a lot of different people. So I took this as a sign to, maybe this is time for me to read again. And then so I want to start like, and I have read a few books since then, and I want to basically review and talk about the books that I read because I this helps me also digest the books that I read. And to first start off is the book that got me started on the path of reading again. It's called Erased by my friend Margaret Chatwin. So she's a friend who gifted this book to me. She's the author of it. Came with a nice autograph and note inside, which was very sweet. So Erased is a fiction book, and it's about a teenager who had a really bad car crash and basically had amnesia, lost all memories of basically his identity, who he was, what he did, and blah blah blah. And not to spoil so much of the book, it's basically trying to find his identity back, which has been like erased from his brain by going back to school, relearning his family dynamics and such. And so that gives you basically an idea of how the story is going to progress, but there are very like there are elements that you find kind of like as you read more and more, it's like, oh, so this is why the book is actually named Erased. And there's very many layers to the journey of sort of discovering yourself. And this was very fun to read. Also, the other books I've read were not like, in terms of legibility, there's a lot of space, and there's the word, like the characters are big, so it's really easy to read, and it's been easy on the eyes. And I think so that's what makes me really glad I picked up this book to start with, because I think if I started with the other books, I would have been like, well, this is hard on my eyes. But like there's a lot of margins, so you have plenty of finger space to just kind of like read. And yeah, like the story itself is very digestible too. It's not like super it doesn't require you to kind of like ponder and think like every page or something. Like there are moments like that, but you don't need to do that like so often. So all in all, very like a very fun read, and didn't take too long to read. My favorite part about this book is like the central storyline is obviously the favorite because it was really well packaged. But there's a portion in the book where the protagonist of the book has two choices when it comes to romantic partners, right? And one romantic partner is supposed to be his girlfriend, but because of the accident, he forgot all about his relationship. But there's a for this lady, there is a lot of physical attraction, right? She's very beautiful, like very well kept body, and all has all the traits of a socially kind of like a desired and attractive woman. And on the other hand, you have someone who is less of that, like socially acceptable kind of beauty, but at the same time, has this kind of a real connection with the protagonist. And comparing and contrasting the relationship between the two, right, really gives you a big insight on how we think of attraction and how we think of our like romance. And the part where they describe the part where the relationship between the not conventionally attractive girl and the protagonist, how that's described, how their interactions like one by one lead to a deeper layer of relationship, and it builds on and on. That was a and in contrast to the relationship with the other like more hot girl, so to speak, was how that was handled in the book was again another favorite part in the book. And so if you're reading for a easy to read fiction book to read, Erased by Margaret Chatwin, I would recommend this book to you. All right, that's it for my first review, and I'll be back with the second one.